For 41 years he was the most consistent presence in American television. Every single night, in living rooms across the country, Pat Sajak showed up with a smile, a quip, and an easy warmth that made spinning a wheel feel like the most natural thing in the world. And then in June 2024 he walked off the Wheel of Fortune set for the last time, and the question that millions of loyal viewers immediately started asking was the same one nobody had a complete answer for. What really happened to Pat Sajak? And what does his life actually look like now? Pat Sajak was born on October 26, 1946, in Chicago, Illinois, the son of a factory worker who died when Pat was just 3 years old. He worked his way through Columbia College Chicago as a hotel desk clerk, discovered broadcasting, and served in Vietnam as an Army disc jockey, hosting the same dawn radio show that inspired Good Morning Vietnam. He arrived at Wheel of Fortune in 1981, and what followed was a run so extraordinary that Guinness World Records officially recognized him as the longest-serving game show host for the same program in television history. 41 seasons. Over 8,000 episodes. A partnership with Vanna White that became one of the most beloved and most enduring in the history of American television. Vanna has since revealed she almost left the show entirely when Pat announced his retirement, a detail that captured precisely how completely their professional identities had become intertwined across 4 decades. But the retirement was not the seamless, celebrated exit it appeared. Behind the gracious farewell speeches and the emotional final episode lay a chapter most viewers never knew existed. In 2019, Pat underwent emergency surgery for a blocked intestine that required immediate intervention and kept him off the set for weeks. It was a health scare serious enough to remind him that the body keeping pace with a relentless television schedule was not something he could take for granted indefinitely. The decision to retire, when it finally came in 2023, was shaped by that vulnerability in ways he has addressed only briefly and without dwelling. He also acknowledged missing the camaraderie of the set far more than he anticipated. The daily rhythm of a television institution is not easily replaced by a front porch and a quiet life. He joked about whittling without a front porch. He was not entirely joking. In 2025 he starred in a Hawaii Community Theater production of Prescription, Murder, playing a psychiatrist who kills his wife in the play that inspired Columbo, performing alongside his longtime friend Joe Moore to sold-out audiences who came as much to see Pat Sajak as to see the play. He returned briefly for Celebrity Wheel of Fortune's final spin season on ABC. He has been consulting quietly behind the scenes. In 2026 Pat Sajak is 79 years old, married to Leslie Brown for 35 years, watching his daughter Maggie build her own television career, and figuring out what life looks like when the wheel finally stops spinning. It turns out nobody, not even Pat Sajak, was fully prepared for that answer.